This is Insanity. Jeff Sokol, Part 4.
Anything else about the girl that you were chatting with? Her home life, or school, or friends, or...
No, well, she said she just moved to Connecticut,
Where'd she move from?
California, she said.
You know where?
LA.
You ever talk about having her come to meet you somehow? Or was it always this way where you thought...
There's a bunch of
Yeah.
shit between Sokol and the decoy about LA versus Boston culture.
Like maybe at a coffee shop or store or something?
Not that I recall.
Sokol got really pissed off, too,
No.
that the decoy was kind of down on
She said I'm on the way. That
New
was like
England
not
Patriots
seeing her,
football.
you know,
Sokol was not pleased to hear that.
at her house.
He was like, you need to show some respect. He's talking to a 13-year-old girl and telling her she needs to show respect for his sports league.
Play fast. Fitness, like to work out. I'm addicted to football.
Doing coaching?
It's been a
or anything
while
like
since
that?
you
Do
worked out,
volunteer or anything?
Jeff
You
Sokol.
Teach tennis?
No, I just
Tennis to kids?
I don't.
No.
He's asking Sokol if he coaches.
Friday nights.
Have hooked
You
up
asked me
with
if I
any
coach?
younger
Yeah, I
girls
coach.
No,
recently? 18, 20, whatever?
no.
Ever? The last 10 years?
Fucking James Rutherford.
You can check it out. You don't see anything.
Check what out? What am I going to check out?
I don't know. You guys can probably check out anything you want.
There's this like
I'm not gonna lie.
sarcastic
Do you
argument
have-
about what the
what do you have
police
in
can
your home?
check
You have
out
computers,
or not.
I imagine, or one or more than one for work or
Yeah, I got
personal?
a work computer and personal.
What type of sites have you been on? You went on, I guess, this one where you met her?
Yeah, I mean, I use that site sometimes when I'm bored. Another site, Moco Space.
The main site that he
Was that
met the
that's
decoy
where
on was
you
Wire
were
Club.
on to?
Yeah.
What's she in here as, by the way?
It's like an old school
Like messages.
Really.
site with chat rooms. Yeah,
So
all
let's go
contained
back
within the
to
browser,
look
so
at this if I can get
not
it.
like the Yahoo groups used to be.
How long have you been planning to see her today? I mean, before today, was this like in the works? for a
Those were the
couple
days of
Actually, just
lightweight
just didn't
standalone
get
chat
text
programs.
messages. It was talked about, but I hadn't committed really.
Here goes Kelly again scrolling while interrogating the suspect.
So obviously I had apprehension about the whole thing.
So you did more research today, just found it out you'd have to get a written consent by her mom to get married under 18. Fuck. That guy's in frustration, right? I have some ideas on this, can talk later. Okay, still want to see you. Yeah, want to see me. Fuck yes, I'll be around 9. I'll pick up pizza. Your address. You got booze. I'm listening to
At least he's reading Sokol's chat with the decoy this time. He's not just looking at his DMs with random
no bullshit.
thoughts that he communicates with.
And I'm probably doing you a favor. You've probably had a major league issue with this for a
Major
long time.
league problem.
And
Sokol does not believe he's doing
I
him a
don't know
favor.
that you were gonna
There's
rape
no
her tonight.
favor to be had in Jeff's mind. This is just all bullshit in his
but
mind.
you certainly were preying on her, right? She's 13, she's 14 years old. Are you gonna drive down from Boston? You wanna drink with her? You got a Cialis in your pocket, you may have one in your system. And you wanna bang the chick, right?
Bang.
Plan on it tonight.
You weren't gonna.
Nope.
So even if she wanted it, you're drinking, you feel good, you gotta be horny, right? You haven't had a girlfriend in a little while?
This whole interrogation's got this vibe of Sokol is like, he's got the demeanor of a smartass high school senior, and he's in the principal's office, and Detective Kelly is like the principal from Breakfast Club. Basically, just, I mean, he thinks that by laying on this dude with, hey, I'm just going to have this man-to-man conversation with you, and we're going to go over society's expectations, and I'm going to hammer it home that what you've done is totally unacceptable. Therefore, I'm going to, like a principal would be like, I'm going to crack this kid. But Kelly, you're dealing with a sex pervert. You're dealing with someone who's already justified his actions to the point where he showed up at a 13-year-old's house after like all this bullshit romance and sex talk about let's see how we can find loopholes in the law so I can eventually stick it in. It's just fucking bizarre.
I was not going to do it.
Why?
It's not going to work, detective.
Because I was too scared.
Of what?
Consequences, you can see I said it a lot in my messages.
Being scared of the consequences of child molestation does not mean that you would not do it. I bet you every fucking child molester out there is concerned about the fucking consequences, so I don't see how that's a defense.
Drink with a 13-year-old girl while her mother's in fucking Dallas, Texas, or wherever you said before, and you're worried about consequences? Like, seriously.
Yep. I'm serious.
We're adult men, dude. Talk to me. You can't be serious.
There he goes with the, come on, talk to me.
No, I'm being serious.
Come on, guy to guy.
Bringing that up again.
Guy to guy. We all have our fetishes.
No, because I'm not 22, and you're not 50, and I'm not 50, and you're not 20.
Vamp
Like,
weirdo.
I'm 47. So
Can I
we're
rape
in
you
the same
anally?
realm here.
Yep, I understand.
Old
And
school
You're going to
teacup.
drink with this girl who you know is how many years under the age of, being able to consume alcohol? 7, 8, depending on what age you're talking about. And you have Cialis and the whole texting stuff
He shouldn't-
going on. It's like,
Kelly shouldn't have the phone out like that, just
seriously, just showing up to what you did. It's
showing that he's almost
kinda
like
still
disinterested.
keep it over here, and it's not there. You're not doing yourself any favors the more you act like that.
Sokol's a wall, man. He's a wall of
If
denial.
you want to get past this and get well and not be in this position someday,
Get
probably in another police department or worse, if somebody ever walked in on you.
Dude, Jeff Sokol
Hurt some
does not
girl
feel like he has
who,
anything to
again,
get
is
well
12,
from.
13 years old. Just look at yourself in the mirror and think
Your
about what you're
offers
talking
are
about.
landing so flat,
You
detective.
can cross your arms and hide all you want.
No,
You know what?
I know.
You weren't going to touch her.
No, I know that it looks bad.
It is bad.
It is bad.
It's
It's
not
bad.
just it doesn't look bad. It's horrible.
Yeah, the whole thing is bad. But my intentions were
That was like an interesting exchange right there where Jeff was saying, it looks bad. And then the detective was like, no, it is bad. So that just shows the disparity between how these two view the whole situation. Jeff is still 100% convinced that what he was doing was not bad at all. And the detective is basically trying to convince him that, no, it is bad. And you, Jeff, with your value system, should see that it's bad. And again, it's like bouncing off a wall. Jeff has the same defense up that he gave to Chris Hansen. So, I mean, I guess if there's anything to be said about Sokol that isn't negative, it's that at least he sticks with a plan.
not to have sex.
So you're going to drink with this girl. How much alcohol could she have drank in her life?
Let's take a-
So she's going to act how? Probably like a basket case.
Let's take a
I don't know
light
if
of
basket
exercise.
case is a good way to describe a 13-year-old
You're a
getting
fucking
wasted on
sociopath.
Let's go to
vodka.
court.
Admissible in court?
I don't know.
No,
Let's
it's
go to
not.
court. I mean, I would swear in court that I wasn't planning on having sex with her.
You weren't planning on having sex with her.
Right.
Maybe you didn't plan on having sex with her, but it would have happened if.
That's, I disagree. I honestly disagree.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Detective Kelly has one approach and that's to badger Sokol with the hopes that eventually he's going to see the light and he's going to say, okay, yeah, I was on my way to have sex with Bailey, the decoy. And he's doing it using like conventional value systems and saying like, Jeff, don't you see how fucked up this is? You're talking about having shots of vodka with a 13-year-old female while her parents are away. Don't you see how jacked that whole situation is? And again, Jeff's defense, Jeff feels like his defense still absolves him. He doesn't, the whole idea that he took the time to research statutes and understand the nuances of the law and what he might get away with, he feels like that is an impenetrable defense against any accusations of intent to have sex. So Detective Kelly just keeps beating his head against a wall, trying to break that defense. And that technique, that's not something that's going to break Jeff's wall. It's not. I don't know. I think this interrogation probably required different investigation tactics. It should have been something more cerebral, or just shifting approaches, or bringing in alternating the detectives in the room, something. I don't even know if this kind of crime is worth that type of investment in police resources. But yeah, alternating detectives, maybe having a female detective, maybe the one that broke down Jean Dupé, just someone else with a fresh approach, and really just wear down Jeff's attitude that finding loopholes in the law shows that he was trying to comply with the law. I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, again, let's go back to this whole thing, remember?
Just hang out, companion, a friend. Seem cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with like hanging out with somebody because you think they're cool.
She seemed cool,
She'd be cool.
and nothing wrong with hanging out. He just wanted to hang out.
Well, I talked to her.
To you?
I talked to her enough. Yeah.
It's like language that two 20-year-olds would
I'm not
would
denying
use
that looks that it doesn't look bad. I'm not
regarding
saying it's not terrible.
It is terrible.
instigating
Yeah,
any
it's
kind of
terrible if I had sex with her.
male-female relationship.
I agree.
It's just creepy.
It's terrible that you're willing to drink and put yourself in that position and come down here probably.
It's creepy in the way that
Right, and I can't control
Roush's
myself.
conversation,
I don't think I can control myself. Have a drink and have some pizza and
his conversation about
myself and not have sex with her.
I don't know yet.
pissing
I would say you
and
probably
coming over to fuck
can't
his
control
decoy,
yourself. Since
that
you got in the
vulgar
car on a
language
Saturday night and drove all this way to meet
between
this
an adult
girl you've never met.
and
You chatted
a
with
decoy
about
child.
sex
It's sick.
and pics and yada yada yada, and getting married, and getting her mother's consent so you could have sex with her, so it would be legal to try to, circumvent the law. You think that's normal?
You think that's
No, it's not. I
normal?
even told her that.
And you always light up like you're proud of that fact. It's disturbing.
I'm not proud of it. I'm acting this way.
Yeah, he is proud of it. Sokol is proud of it. Sokol is a mentally disturbed narcissist who is proud of his cleverness, what he thinks is clever, what he thinks is what he thinks is skirting the law right up to the razor's edge, and not crossing it, and still maintaining an adequate defense of violating that law. So yeah, he's proud of it.
Several reasons. One, because I'm probably too much shocked to realize this is even happening.
Shock. I fucking hate when not just these pedos, but suspects in general who are, basically they're found guilty. So you watch the police interrogation of suspects and they use I'm in shock as a way to explain away their just bizarre interview behavior. Anthony Palma did that same shit. He basically said, I'm in shock. I'm in shock. That's why I can't explain away the DNA that got me convicted for fucking murdering a child in his neighborhood. It's like, shock is bullshit. If you were innocent, you may be like nervous as hell, but there'd be no shock about it. You'd be amped up. You'd be ready to fight for your the freedom that, or not just the freedom, but the innocence that that is true. You wouldn't feel shock.
That I'm dreaming right now. I'm not even sure this is real. And two, I know what my intentions were.
And what does he have to be shocked about? He's the one who knows most about the crime. He knows it was just him and the decoys. So, and let's just taking away the decoy as a fabricated character. I mean, it is George down the hall. It's a police officer, but the only person who knows more about the details of the crime is him. So what the fuck does he have to be shocked about?
And
You could say that, and maybe some of what you're saying is accurate and true. I don't know, but
because I wrote on Skype, I wrote all these messages stating that I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex if it's going to be against the law. How can you not interpret that as me trying to evade, not trying to evade?
He almost said evade. He almost said it, and that's definitely more true than whatever else bullshit was in that sentence. He almost had a Freudian slip and said, my attempt to evade the law. So it's interesting. It's like a drunk driver just, veering off into an alleyway and then getting caught and saying, how could you not perceive my attempts to jet away and evade you as proof of my innocence?
How can you interpret that?
how can I interpret it that you're not?
Get off the
girl is
phone,
13
Kelly.
years
Okay, so
old.
keep going back to that.
You're trying to, I'll be blunt.
Kelly is blunt, and he's a very blunt. Well, he's got a very blunt approach. I don't know if he's a blunt police officer in general, but the bluntness is the problem. The just coming at Sokol like a bull and backing up and beating your head against Sokol's claim of innocence using the same tactics of, come on, guy, we're both middle-aged New Englanders who probably have a couple brewskis and hot wings while we watch the game down at the sports bar. Like, that whole approach and the expectation that that's going to sway Jeff and go, oh shit, yeah, that's right. We are just regular blokes, and man, I'm sorry, I jacked that one up. No, that's not going to fly. Sokol is a twisted individual.
You want to be able to bang her, and the only way you think you're able to bang her and have sex with her is by getting her mother to sign a marriage
and the use of
application
bang
certificate.
is also
That's the only reason. You
indicative
don't even
of
care
that.
about the mother. In fact, the only reason
That's
you're at the house is because the mother is
That's
1,500
Buffalo
miles
Wild
away.
Wings.
And I realized that
Sunday
that
afternoon.
would have been virtually impossible.
As it should
during
be.
a commercial kind of talk.
But
God forbid it happened all
Bang
the
this
time.
chick,
Where would our
bang this
society be,
broad.
right? All these creepy older guys would be going after these, middle school girls?
Jeff's kind of rocking in his chair like a
Fucking
child.
6th or 7th grade, and that's who you're attracted to? And she's like,
It's like an
you said she's mature, and she's got,
shy,
really
innocent,
smart, and she's really,
or a shy child, hoping that he doesn't get caught at
you can
something.
drive and she can't, so she's
Stop
not coming after
rocking,
you.
Jeff.
well, but she's pursuing.
Look at your
you
fat
too
gut while you sit
online.
rocking
Yeah,
in
with
that
this little adolescent brain
chair. That's not a
and,
rocking chair.
intellect of hers,
It's
right?
like the cheapest type
You're a
of
guy
office
that's
chair,
my
and
age,
you're rocking in it.
basically, and you've
That's
been
not
through
like-
college, and
yeah.
you've worked for 20 years, and you've been married and divorced, and this girl's like what should have been maybe a product of your marriage, like a young girl, 12 years old. 13
Again,
years
same
old.
approach, same. Come on, guy.
you're
We're
I'm
both
sorry, yes.
we're both
Just say it is awful.
middle-aged guys
It
with
looks-
dyed hair, and we've worked at our professions for 20 years, and with the assumption that we're both of the same mindset here. We're both a product of normie society. so why aren't you getting on board, Jeff? And he's long past the point of that.
It's awful. It is awful. It's kind of pissing me off, actually. It doesn't just look awful.
No, well, it
If I
pisses,
walked in the library and you were leaning over my daughter's shoulder, talking to her, come to find out you're teaching her something about computers and it looks awful, but maybe it's not awful. Maybe I overreacted initially. This is fucking awful and disgusting, actually.
That's well spoken. I mean,
Period.
that is a
You're
great
a dad,
scenario
reverse
to
it,
contrast
and I'm you.
against
You
what
probably
Jeff
wanna
was
strangle
doing.
me, right?
But again, that assumes that Jeff's
I
of the
wanna
same
bang your
mindset.
daughter.
most likely.
Hello? Yeah, you would. You'd probably be over the table, like, trying to kill me right now. Not most likely either. Like, absolutely. You have a serious problem. And
So Jeff does not believe he has a serious problem, and this detective, the tactic of trying to beat into Sokol's mind that he has a serious problem is not going to fly with this guy. And I don't know what would have worked. I think it would have taken it would have taken a detective like Catherine Reed, who's just more nuanced and kind of understands the psychology game a little bit better, and maybe knows how to get on the side of the suspect. Even if that didn't elicit a full confession from Jeff clearly wants to keep talking. And if you had someone like Reed in front of him and she really made Jeff feel like, okay, this person is starting to understand me, I can relax a little bit, then probably more incriminating statements would have come out, and they could have used that to build a stronger case. Now, I know that Jeff was convicted, but from a purely gameplay standpoint, that is the goal of these police investigators, is to deliver the absolute strongest case to the district attorney that they possibly can. And more incriminating statements from Sokol was the goal, as a pure study of police tactics.
until you, like, admit it, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to get better. You're not going to...
Get better from what is what Jeff is thinking.
I don't know when
Get
it
better
started.
from what?
You need-
Really? You
What
don't
did I
think this
do?
is enough for me to realize that?
I don't think you can help it, because you keep on going like
Really?
this and saying, well, you don't know what my intentions were, until you, like, admit the truth of what your actual intention was.
admitting.
You wanted to have sex with a fucking 13-year-old
That's not
girl.
what- I'm not
That's
gonna
why
admit
the
that.
contract, that's why the mother comment about the signed contract,
No,
all those things,
not
is the
tonight.
only reason.
Not tonight.
Doesn't make a difference if it's tonight or tomorrow.
I'm being honest with you on this. I wasn't planning on having sex with her tonight.
You weren't planning on having sex with her tonight. How many times have girls said that about a date with a guy? I wasn't planning on having sex with the guy, and oh my God, he was so handsome, and
Okay, so you're
it was
picking
really
apart.
nice.
Kelly's bringing
you know,
in these
I wasn't planning on it.
Just-
I wasn't planning on like stubbing my toe.
Average-
But I
That's
did.
what I'm saying.
No, because you're not being genuine. Like, be truthful. Just say, if you said, I was not going to, there was no way in
these
hell.
average
dropping the pizza, having a slice,
suburban
and say, "Damn, I want my rent in New York."
normie
That's what we
relationship
All along is that
You wait till the mother's
type
not
of
home, you just
guidelines.
yell at her, you talking about alcohol with a girl who's 13? That's a great idea. Let's drink with a 13-year-old. Even if she starts freaking out and dropping all her clothes, you want no part of it. I believe that.
I think Kelly is he is an honest
That's
guy.
what
Kelly is the kind of cop that if there is he like a bank robbery, which he used as an example earlier on. If there was a bank robbery or if there was some if there was some riot going on, you would want an army of Detective Kellys. You would want to line them up, slap riot gear on them, give them batons and M4s, and go take care of business. I would 100% feel good about a whole division of Detective Kellys going in and handling business in that kind of scenario.
It's hard to believe because, most guys, all they think about is sex, and that's all they want is sex. Yes, we talked about sex, but that's
Like
not gonna
you,
have sex with
Jeff.
and break the law.
Okay.
And that's obvious from my text messages.
Okay, right there. Police interrogators, or just, I think, police officers in general who are performing in the line of duty, they do not like that, where some subject or suspect tries to win a war of words, where they try to get one up on the officer. The way that Jeff just did that, where he made a couple statements and then he threw in like one last zinger. Cops do not like that. That is something that needs to be confronted per their training right off the bat. So let's listen to what Kelly says.
You're still caught up on this. You're looking for an angle so that you wouldn't have to break the law.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let that rest. He was going to come right back at
You're
Jeff.
not like not doing the deed.
If
You
it
want
came to that.
you want to somehow circumvent it so that it would somehow be legal or okay in your mind,
Yeah, okay with everybody.
right? But that was your intention. It wasn't like you, whoa, I gotta wait till she's 16, 17, I'm not touching this poor thing because she's only 13 years old. That wasn't your motivation. It was like, I want to bang her, I gotta get her.
Again, football fan
To be honest,
logic.
I had
Just
nothing tonight.
whoa.
And then
Okay.
figure out something.
Got to wait until she's 16, which is
As far as,
legal for the state. All right, I'm going to stop it right there. See you next time.